Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Make sure to check out rockbottomcoins.com for the cheapest and fastest coins anywhere. Use code Zirksee at checkout for 10% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I wanted to go ahead and go through the rookie premier players for you guys and kind of let you know which ones I feel like you should actually look into doing. Now, of course, keep in mind that the prices for these is going to fluctuate from today to tomorrow. Could go up, could go down. More than likely as the promo starts to go on. Obviously, a lot of people right now are opening up their rookie premier packs. I feel like prices are going to get a little bit more expensive as time goes on, but just keep in mind the price of these players right now and then try to plan out exactly how many of these do you want to get done and how many of these do you feel like you really need to do. But before I go any farther, I do want to give a shout out to Taco Bell for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the video, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Also, I do want to apologize in case there is anything a little bit different about my setup. If you guys didn't currently know, I am on vacation, but I feel like this is a really important video to put out. I really wanted to help you guys out and let you know my opinions on who I think the best rookie premier players are. So with that being said, I'm going to give you guys my opinion on all of these rookie premier players if I think they're actually worth it to do, and there's a lot of different factors that go into it. So let's start off with Cole right here as a tight end. Now, one thing I do want to mention is that usually with rookie premier players, no matter what, even if they don't have a very good year at all, like DeAndre Baker, they still will get some decent upgrades. Like they did get, you know, the 93 overall Christmas edition. Chris Lindstrom for the Falcons, who I believe got injured and didn't play this year, he also ended up getting himself a 93 overall Christmas card. So you're going to end up getting some sort of upgrades for these cards. It's just a matter of, you know, you start off the year with a 74, well, they may not be your starter beginning of the year, but then if they get a good card, if they get like a team of the week hero, which has happened before with some rookie players, it's very rare, but it can definitely happen. Let's say they get like a 90 overall team of the week, when 90 overall are some of the highest ones. Well, you may have just hit gold. And there also was the Saquon Barkley Master at the beginning of, I want to say, Madden 19, I want to say. The Saquon Barkley Master was absolutely amazing. It was a really good card, basically, to start off the entire year. But the odds of that happening again, we don't really know if it's going to happen. So Cole here is a tight end, obviously. How much do you use your tight end? Based off the fact that he does have a 75 run block and a 99 overall with 92 speed, he's not necessarily going to be the fastest tight end to start off the year. He's not going to be the best run blocker in the world, but it looks like he does have some decent catching stats. Looks like he does have some decent route running as well. Cole, I think overall, I'm going to give you guys basically an out of 10 rating for each rookie premier player. I think that a tight end is not a terrible idea because you have to think basically there's no other way to transfer coins or anything to Madden 21. So you definitely want to get some rookie premieres done if you want to have something to start off the year. With Cole, you get a solid tight end, right? You can always get a backup tight end. You can be your third tight end. As long as he has somewhat decent enough run block, I don't think it's necessarily the greatest pick because I like to go with players that I think are going to be starters on my team, or at the most, or at the least I should say, get a decent amount of playing time. It really comes down to how you run your offense. If you run multiple tight ends, Cole could actually be a really solid pick for you. You have to remember though that's also in the Bears system, the Bears offense. So what are the odds of him getting a team of the week? What are the odds of him getting any sort of upgrades at all for Football Outsiders team of the week, that type of stuff where it's going to be potentially every single week? I think for me, because it is a tight end and I'm not the biggest fan of going with a tight end for a rookie premier player, I would give Cole about a 4 out of 10. Now, next up is going to be Xavier McKinney. Now, I do have to say, one thing that kind of scares me about McKinney's card, you guys can see it a 99 overall. This man has only got an 88 zone with 96 man. Now, maybe they'll make his zone a little bit more evened out in Madden 21, but I have to say, that alone really scares me, strictly because he's going to have really low zone to start off the year. Now, he might have high man, but who really uses their safeties in man coverage? Now, he does look like, you know, he's going to have some pretty solid hit power, hopefully some decent block shit as well going into Madden 21 with some good speed. He's not the tallest safety in the world, you know, he's only 6 feet tall, and he's really good man coverage. So if you run a lot of man, I guess you could go with him. You know, we did get Derwin James before as a rookie premier, and I feel like that was a really good rookie premier to actually have. Xavier McKinney, though, I'm going to be honest, because his zone is so low, I'm not really a big fan of this card. I would give Xavier McKinney maybe a 5 out of 10 rating, strictly because I only use my safeties in zone. If you use your safeties in man coverage, I think Xavier McKinney would be really good for you, but I don't really know that many people that do. Now, next up is Clyde EdwardsHelaire, which, to be honest with you guys, we don't know exactly how Madden 21 is going to be, but if it's anything like Madden 20, obviously, running backs are super important. Running the ball is super overpowered this year, and I feel like it's probably going to continue on to Madden 21. We won't know until we see the trailer, until we see some gameplays, until we see some details, but having a backup running back really never hurts you to have. Now, Clyde, we don't really know if he's going to be getting, the most cards, because obviously in the Chiefs offense, they don't tend to run the ball a lot, but still Clyde can catch the ball. You can see right here he does have a 77 catching and a 99 overall, so he does have somewhat decent hands. Speed is not really that great though. Looseness seems pretty decent, and trucking seems meh, right? So he's not really a sensational running back, but he could be a solid backup. But to be honest with you, I am not really a fan of even keeping the same backup running back myself. However, I feel like as a decent backup running back, if he does get an upgrade every once in a while, this isn't a terrible pick. So I'm going to give Clyde a 5 out of 10, because I feel like there's going to be a lot of better running backs in the game in general, probably right off the bat, and even if he does get upgrades, because even at a 99 overall, I'm going to be honest, this card really doesn't look that impressive because of the speed, the trucking, it's not really there. He does have the agility, the looseness, the break tackle, but the speed and excel at a 99 overall is not good enough, and you guys have to think, he's going to be like low 70s to start off the year, and then it just depends what upgrades he gets. Now, he could get offensive rookie of the year, get a 96 overall, but there'll probably be some better running backs out. Now, next up is going to be Patrick Quinn, and as you guys know, when it comes to middle linebackers, I love my middle linebackers. I use our middle linebackers. I love Devin Bush, Ryan Shazier, obviously a lot of fast linebackers. Patrick Quinn kind of falls right into there. Now, he's not very good at zone coverage. You got to remember, again, these cards are going to be a lot lower overall, a lot worse stats. At a 99 overall, though, he does have 95 speed, 95 excel. He's 6 feet tall, not the tallest middle linebacker, but still, decent height. 95 hit power, 91 block shooting, 98 tackling, 85 zone. So he's not going to be someone you want to go with if you don't want to use them. I feel like he's going to have really, really low zone coverage, but he's solid against the run, good hit power, great speed. This is definitely what I'm going to let you guys know right now. I am definitely doing. This is also someone I think who could potentially win Defensive Rookie of the Year. So Patrick Quinn, to me, strictly because he looks like he is going to be a great, great user card, and if he just gets a decent upgrade, you could easily slide him in at middle linebacker number 3 if you have 2 better ones, and have a solid backup there. So honestly, I'm going to give Patrick, if he wins Defensive Rookie of the Year and he gets a 96 overall card, that is a card you can use for the rest of the year for sure. At the worst, middle linebacker number 3, middle linebacker number 2, depending on how you run your defense, if you use 2 middle linebackers or not. I personally run a 3-4. I'm going to give Patrick probably an 8, and that's because I like to use my middle linebackers a lot. If he had higher zone, he might even be a 9. Next up is going to be the wide receiver, CeeDee Lamb. As you guys know, I'm a Cowboys fan here, so I'm going to try to be as unbiased as I possibly can. CeeDee Lamb's card at a 99 overall looks very good. There's no doubt to that. The route running looks good, the catching looks good, the speed looks good, and to be honest with you, I am a big fan of going with players who get used at depth positions, specifically cornerbacks and wide receivers, because obviously if you run 5 wide, you're going to end up going into your reserves and using some of your backup wide receivers. Depending on your cornerbacks, if they get tired, then you may see your backup corners get into the game. So it's always nice to have a somewhat decent backup. But I will say, obviously we know this, CeeDee Lamb is not going to be the number 1 option. He may not even be the number 2 option on the Cowboys offense. So he may not get tons of targets. He may have a game where he gets 100 yards and 2 TDs, but he also may have a game where he gets 5 total catches for 35 yards, whatever. So CeeDee Lamb, I don't think is going to get the most upgrades all year. I'm going to be honest here. Even as a Cowboys fan, I don't think he's necessarily the best one to do. However, as a depth position that you probably end up using, and if he does have a good season, I don't think he's going to win Offensive Rookie of the Year because he's not going to be the number 1 target on the offense. I'm going to give CeeDee a solid 6. Next up is going to be Tristan Wirfs, which, to be honest with you guys, when it comes to offensive linemen, I feel like offensive line is one of those positions you constantly need to upgrade because there's constantly better defensive linemen coming out, better offensive linemen coming out. You need to have some of the top offensive line in the game. If you don't, you're just going to get beat around. If you have Tristan Wirfs at, let's say he gets like an 85 overall football center or something, right? You have him there, and out comes 92 overall Reggie White, and he is coming around that edge. You are going to get demolished. To be honest, I'm not a huge fan of going with these offensive linemen at all. You can use them at backup for chemistries, but you can also use a gold card at backup for chemistries. So, to be honest, I'm not big on old linemen at all because you can't really use them at backup. You can for chemists, but he won't ever get in the game. I give him like a 3. Next up is going to be Derrick Brown, and this could actually be a very, very good pick if he has a good season, of course, and also, depending on how you guys run your defense, if you're a 4-3 and use 2 defensive tackles, you could use Derrick Brown at that DT2 spot. You can use him at the DT3 as a backup to come in, and the same thing goes for me personally, runs a 3-4. I would put him at DT2, of course, because in a 3-4 system, you only use 1 defensive tackle, and for me, I actually don't even use my DTs like at all, so he won't really play that much for me, but he does look a solid card, you know, not crazy speed. He's got 72 speed, 85 excel, still though looks very, very good against the run, and a solid pass rusher with a 95 power move. So if you need a run stuffing defensive tackle, you could definitely pick up Derrick Brown, have a solid DT at least throughout the rest of the year. I would probably give him about a CD Lamb rating. I'd say about a 6. And next up, we have Jeff Okudah. Now, you guys can see Jeff is very, very good. I mean, he's getting 97 speed, 98 excel, 99 man, 93 zone, 98 press, 98 jumping, 93 cleric, 96 agility, and he's 6'1". I'm going to be completely honest here. I really, really like this card. Denzel Ward was a really, really good rookie premier choice, of course, because of his speed. Speed is so key, and it looks like Jeff Okudah is going to be one of the faster cornerbacks in general to start off Madden 21. I feel like if you're going to do any rookie premier, it may be between Jeff Okudah and Patrick Quinn, the ones that I've went through so far anyways. Jeff Okudah, I would probably give Jeff an 8 as well. I feel like this is a really, really solid pick. We'll see if he comes in and has a good season, you know, gets a lot of upgrades. But if he does continue to get some decent upgrades, you know, gets like a most feared card maybe if they want to throw him in there for scary fast, I think it'd be really, really good. I definitely give him an 8. Next up is going to be Chase Young. Obviously, a lot of people think he's going to win Defensive Player of the Year. You can see by his card, he's got 89 speed, 95 excel, so he's very quick. 90 strength, 95 block shedding, and a 97 finesse move. I'm going to be honest here. Again, kind of similar to offensive lineman, I'm not a huge fan of going with offensive lineman or defensive lineman strictly because once they're not good enough, you can't really use them at all. So they're just going to go to a backup role. However, with Chase Young, he's very, very fast. So what could really help him out and kind of raise his value for me personally is kind of like that Julius Pepper role on my team, which is a quarterback spy. So Chase Young in a QB spy would be very, very good. If he does have a good season, if he does win Defensive Player of the Year, as long as they don't give him the Nick Bosa treatment, aka just make his card terrible for no reason at all, Chase Young could actually be pretty good. So I'm going to give Chase a solid 7, especially since I love him as a QB spy. So worst case scenario, put him at back at defensive end. If I see that my opponent's just a big scrambler, sub him in, have him as a quarterback spy. And the final one is going to be Joe Burrow. I'm going to be honest here, guys. I am very, very much against going with a quarterback, strictly because of the fact that I don't like to use the same quarterback all year. And again, kind of the same thing. Once you can't use him as your starter, once he's not good enough, then you can't use him, so you're not getting any value out of him. Obviously, with Joe Burrow, you can see he does have 87 speed on a 99 overall, so he's going to have somewhat decent speed. I like to be a little bit quicker there, but he does have very, very good throwing stats. If you are a Bengals fan, I could see why you want to do Joe Burrow, obviously. If you're an LSU fan, you probably want to do Joe Burrow. Aside from that, I'm just really not a fan of going with a quarterback. Even Kyler Murray, who did win Offensive Rookie of the Year, I still feel like that wasn't even the greatest pick to go with for your rookie premiere, just because the card wasn't really all that crazy. You know, it was a solid card, but I'm just really not going with anyone that doesn't have a depth position available. So Joe Burrow, to me personally, I give him like a 4 out of 10. It's a solid card. He's going to be a solid quarterback, and if he gets some decent upgrades, he's going to get some good upgrades, of course. The card is going to be decent, but I'm just really, really not into going with the same quarterback all year. So with that being said, guys, that was basically my rankings of the rookie premier players. Let me know down below which rookie premieres you guys plan to do. Hopefully this video did help you guys out, give you a little bit of insight. Definitely Jeff Okudah, CeeDee Lamb, and Patrick Quinn to me are probably my top 3. But with that being said, I hope you did enjoy the video, and if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video, and of course hit that sub button down below. And also, I can't forget to mention Derrick Brown, because that could be another pick as well. But hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time.